Hi, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and here on YouTube, you know me as Epic Fantasy. Here's my latest project. It's a paper game that you can download and play, and it's called Zombie Apocalypse. Right here, I have it right here. And I'll explain a little bit to you about this game. And I also wanted to go into a couple of other things about this, about creativity, and also, some techniques about making the game a little bit better. So Zombie Apocalypse is just a simple game. And I give you all the pieces in the packet that you can play, including a die. You need a 6-sided die, and if you don't have one, you can print one up and make it, so you can play the game. So it's all inclusive, everything you need. But I went a little bit further with this, and I cast little plastic miniatures for the zombies and for the player. And I'll show you a little bit about that in this tutorial. And I just wanted to say that, you want to be creative, you want to do some things, just go for it. Be creative, try making up a game, come up with some rules. You want to take it a little bit further, try making the little miniatures and stuff like that. And, just be creative. I have lots of paper games here on my YouTube channel and also on my website. But let's talk a little bit about this. I made the game, and the basic structure of any zombie movie is that you have to get to safety. That's pretty much it. You got to get by a horde of zombies to safety. So that's what you do in this game. You just have to start on the start because the apocalypse has come, and you got to just get to safety past the zombies. So that's the basic premise of the game. Think of something like that if you want to make a game. Think of anything. Just give it a shot and go for it. I also cast, if you follow my channel, I cast miniatures, different types of miniatures in plastic. I make the rubber molds and I cast the miniatures. So I also cast the little zombie miniatures and little player miniature for this game. And I'm going to give this game away. Well, what the heck, right? Leave a comment, something creative, and tell me that you'd like to have the game, you'd like to win. Because I'm sure some people won't actually want the game, but tell me that you'd like to, and be creative, and I'll actually just mail this off to you with the little miniatures and everything. I'll sign it, and you can have the game with the little miniatures, this version. It's kind of neat. So let's launch into a little bit about how I made the miniatures for this game, because that's kind of, a creative aspect of this game, and you'll see links to other tutorials, because I have full tutorials on how to cast in rubber molds, how to cast plastic, and even how to sculpt miniatures like this. So these are pretty simple, but they're kind of fun. So let's launch into tutorial. Hey, and if you like my videos, I'd appreciate a comment or a thumbs up, or you can post a video response, send me some pictures. If you got project ideas, I do a lot of different projects, all kinds of stuff. Dioramas, telescopes in astronomy, terrariums, paper games, all kinds of weapons and armor, real blacksmithing, cardboard weapons and armor and stuff like that. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. And hey, subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you as a subscriber, because I post about 2 new videos every week. Been doing that for years, so we always got fun and interesting stuff coming. Thank you. Okay, let's take a quick look at how I make the miniature player and the miniature zombies for this game. And this technique is how you make all kinds of different miniatures. I have lots of tutorials on how to do this here on my YouTube channel. You can watch for the links. But we start out with just a wireframe for our miniatures. See, there's the little miniature zombie and the little miniature person. And then I bulk that out with a little bit of aluminum foil. It saves on the clay. Now this clay is a 2-part modeling epoxy. This is green stuff and this is Procreate. When you mix it together, you get about 2 hours until it's rock hardened, so you can sculpt it. So I mix it together, and I just fleshed out the miniature figures, just a rough shape of the body. And then once I had that all fleshed out, then I used some tools to get some detail work. Now I'm just doing a 1-part rubber mold, which is kind of a simple mold, so I'm not going into a lot of detail, because we have to get that part in and out of the mold. But there you go, it's just about done. A zombie is done. And there's the 2 figures. So now what we have to do is make a rubber mold so we can cast plastic copies. So I hot glued these down to a piece of glass. And then I'm using these cardboard tubes to make the mold. So put them around it like that. And then I hot glued those down to seal it, because we're going to be pouring rubber in those molds. Here we go, I'm using Umu 30. It's liquid rubber. And you'll see it's pretty easy. You just mix up equal parts of the pink and the blue. Thing about this stuff is that it takes the rubber takes about 6 hours to cure. So what you have to do is you have to mix it up,
pour your mold, and then set it aside for 6 hours to let the rubber cure, and then it's ready. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm mixing it up. About equal parts. You don't have to be exact with this. And then we pour it in the mold. Now if you want really fine detail, pour in a really thin stream, because it minimizes the bubbles that'll be inside that rubber. If bubbles cling to your object, they will show up in your copies. So you tap on the table like that, and there you go, I'm done. Now we just got to let it cure. And once it cures, open up that mold. So now once the rubber is cured, take that model right out. Just like this. And you can set that aside. Now we have a mold, we can cast plastic in there and make as many copies as you want. In the case of the player for this game, just one, but 6 zombies. So we use the same kind of a thing, except this is a 2-part plastic. Equal parts of the plastic, you mix them together, and this dries real quick in just a few minutes. So you have to be efficient with this. It's not like the rubber. You pour it in the molds. And then just a few minutes later, it's hardened into a plastic and we can take it out. I went ahead and cast 6 of the zombies. But let's take a look at it coming out of the mold. And there we go. And you can see I have some other molds there. I've done treasure chests and dwarves, all kinds of different figures. And there you go. There's our plastic zombie. So now we can go ahead and paint it up. And here's our plastic player figure. So it's an interesting process. It's not that hard to do. I have lots of tutorials. You've seen the links here on my YouTube channel and on my website if you want to make miniatures like this. But it just takes game making to another level. And you can do a 1-part mold like I did, which is quick and easy. Or you can do a 2-part rubber mold where you get really fine detail on your miniatures. And I do have tutorials on how to do that. So now I'm just painting these little figures up, the little zombies. And we're good to go. So thanks for watching. Remember, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, thank you very much. Lots more projects coming, lots of things here on my YouTube channel. I do have 4 or 5 other paper games, all kinds of miniature casting stuff. Thank you.